Oh, I've got a fight strap just going straight up my bum crack. So Sam Reinhart has signed a 1-year deal and one of the RFAs come off the board just before things got a little bit feisty, but however, it is that dreaded 1-year deal, which usually means either a very big contract that they're going to have to overpay for comes next year, or guess what? He gets traded away. It seems to be the one thing with the show me year is like, yeah, it's either big contract or you're out of town. So Sam Reinhart, about a mid 60 point scorer every single year. Gets around mid 20 goals as well. Probably would have been there at the end of this season. He had 22 when the break hit, obviously for COVID. We obviously haven't seen what he's like in the playoffs because, you know, he plays for the Buffalo Sabres and they haven't made it for a little while. But yeah, he's a player that still you wanted to see that little bit more progression than you got the year before. So you wouldn't have mind seeing a few extra points, maybe 5, but it looks like he was on track to probably get about 60 again, which is not bad. And I wanted to discuss a few other things about him that I noticed a lot on the forums and a lot of things when this deal broke at about 1 in the morning and I was still watching the F1 race. That's why I didn't make a video straight away because, well, the F1s were on and I needed to go to bed. But yeah, I read a few things and I just wanted to point a few things out about Sam Reinhart. So Chad Dominics, I'm sorry if I've spelt that wrong, read a really good article on expectedbuffalo.com. The link will be in the description below if you want to see a little bit more on that. The crux of it was that his scoring, at least goal scoring, wasn't affected at all by Eichel not being in the lineup 5-on-5. Obviously, it's just 5-on-5 stats that we'll be talking about mostly because if your best player's out of the power play, that's a given that's going to affect the power play. However, assists were. So obviously, it just shows that they didn't have a lot of depth in center last year, and the scoring dramatically fell off when he was out of the lineup. With Stall in and a couple of others around the fringe, I wonder if that will mitigate that. Yeah, but mostly points-wise, he wasn't massively affected by whenever Eichel's out of the lineup. A little bit, but nothing to write home about. So he is able to score without Eichel in the lineup. And also, being from a massive Pittsburgh fan, there is a lot of skill and a lot of money that you need to pay players that can play with stars, because there are players that just can't, man. Like, you just look at the revolving door that has been Crosby's wingers, and Chris Kunitz was just the guy that worked every single year. So, yeah, like, he's probably going to end up with a decentish contract at the end of all this. He's still a UFA at the end of this he's still an RFA at the end of this year, so there's no real panic stations. It's not like he hits the free market. But yeah, they need to get a long-term deal done. But I get it with like mix between COVID and you know, let's see what you've got. Let's have one more show me year to really drive home a good contract. So yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty good deal. Again, it just sucks that they couldn't get like that second year and maybe bring it up to 6. Obviously, Buffalo have a few budgetary constraints coming up, so with no fans and very little head office, although Adams has done a pretty good job of late. They still have about 9 million cap space. They've still got Olofsson and Olmark. Olmark's looking like 4.1 roughly through arbitration. So, oh boy, might be walking away from that one. But they need goaltending. Like Hutton is not the be all and end all here. So I don't know what the plan is there. Still a lot to do in Buffalo. Still a lot to do, but it's good that they got this one deal done. Just some of these other contracts may hurt them a little bit, like that Kyle Pozo one. You could see that hurting a tad. But yeah, they don't have too much on the books outside of that 6 mil for the next 3 years may affect things going forward, especially if Reinhart has a good year. You've got Hall. If you can manage to re-sign him, it might be a little bit more than 8 mil. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot coming up in this next season. So yeah, this is a real good team to watch next season, just to see what they do and what they do with their recent signings. But right now, Reinhart, 1 year, $5.2 million. So anyway, guys, if you did like this video, hit the like button. If you have watched it all this way and you haven't subscribed, please do so. We're up to 266, so really growing this thing. Took a couple of days off, just, you know, it was a weekend and I was like, you know what, I need a couple of days. It's been a long few weeks, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a weekend. This happened. I know it's disgusting. I understand. I am as incredibly mad as you are. But you know, November's coming up, and I am a little man child. I'm a 32-year-old man child that cannot grow facial hair, so I had to grow the beard right out to then even muster this disgusting thing. But yeah, raise a bit of money and whatnot. So yeah, but yeah, go check out that article that I spoke about as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you, and bye.